This tutorial is going to look at how we can save a project and, more importantly, how we can set a project when we want to work on an existing project. So when you first load up Maya, if you go in and go File, Project Window, it brings up the project window, and this is the folder structure that you need to follow. So from here we'll go New Project, and I'll just call it Test, and we'll put it where we want to save it. In this case I'm just doing it to the desktop, and these are all the folders that it's going to create automatically. Now you could change them, the names, if you wanted to, but by default these names work well. The folders that we're interested in are the Scenes folder, that's where our files are stored, and also the Source Images folder, which is where we have textures if we want to link some textures. Other files like the Images folder is where it renders to, so when you render out an image. So we'll go Accept. So with that done, we haven't actually saved our scene yet. To save it, we go File, Save Scene, and make sure that we're inside the right folder structure. Scenes, open that up. Test R01. And then it's now if you like, you can go down into the preferences. So this little running man with the cog above him, if you go down into here, and if we go into File, Projects, we can go Enable Autosave, and it's going to save the files. It will save it in the same project folder, or you can create a new one. So let's go maybe Scenes or Autosave. You can save them in there. And now it's just going to save it in there, and it's going to be done every 10 minutes. You can also limit the amount of saves so it doesn't just keep saving. It will save over the last ones, like so. So that's going to save our project every 10 minutes. When you move from one computer to another, or you start working on different projects, it's really important that you set the project first. So to demonstrate this, let me just quickly, I've got my folder here, I've got my source images, and I'll just put an image inside the source images like so. Now, if I go into Maya now and load up the program, working at home, it will remember the last project that you set, but if the computer gets wiped or you're working on a different computer, you need to set the project every time. So to set the project, we go File, Set Project, and then click on the project that we want to set and press Set, or we can click inside, nothing selected, and press Set. So now when we go File, Open Scene, it's going to go straight to that scene. Now the difference is, so let me just quickly make a box, and on that box I'm just going to put that image. So I'll just add the file just quickly, like so. Now notice the file has a relative directory as part of its location, like so. Now if I want to see it, I can just turn on textured. Okay, so what happens is if I go in and say set the project to another project, if it's set to something else, and go set, and then if I connect a texture, notice this texture now no longer has the relative directory. It's got what it's called an absolute directory. So it's looking for users, my name, and desktop, and so forth. So the problem is that when I take it to another computer, it's not going to be that same computer. and therefore the image is no longer going to be linked, and you're going to have to relink the images and so forth. So to avoid this, every time you open a project, make sure you set the project first, like so, and then open it, and you won't have any problems. All right, so that concludes how to set up a project, how to save the project, and how to set a project when working on an existing project.